Welcome to my channel. My name is John. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. And today I'm going to talk about a band that we all know, we all love. I'm talking about the Beatles. So when I was a young kid, maybe like 6 or 7 years old, I had a couple of those Beatles greatest hits records. You guys all remember those? There was one with the red cover, which was like 64 to 66. And then there was one with like the blue cover, which was 66 to 69. I might be wrong. I didn't really look all these up, so you can like let me know in the comments, the exact dates on those greatest hits albums. But remember, had the LPs, and they opened up, and you can see pictures of all the members, John, Ringo, Paul, and George. And on the first album, you see them when they're younger, and then on the second album, you saw them with like the long hair and the beards, So that was pretty cool. That's my first memory of the Beatles. So today I'm going to talk about, I got 10 songs that I feel are like the heaviest Beatles songs. And now by heavy, they're not like metal songs, but I mean, they're just songs that I think that if you like listen to them, you like listen to them like deeply. You'll put on some headphones and just like pay attention to like the different sounds going on in the background. You'll notice that there's a lot of like different elements that you hear later in hard rock and like early metal, things like that. So let me get right into the list. Number one, I have Come Together. This is the obvious choice. Well, one of the obvious choices. It came out in 1969, and it's just that bass line. Doom, 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 doom. I mean, that riff, it's almost like an inspiration for Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. Also, I mean, like you have the drums, the guitar chords in the pre-chorus. It was like, come together right now, over me. I mean, that just adds to all the heaviness of the song. A couple metal bands or heavy bands have covered this. Aerosmith has a version, Soundgarden has a version, and so does Godsmack. My second song is Eleanor Rigby. So this one came out in 1966. Now it's basically just like strings and violins and vocals, and you're probably thinking, this is not a metal, this is like classical music or whatever it is. But imagine those riffs, those like violin parts being played on like an electric guitar, and then add some bass, add some drums. I mean, you could convert this into another song. Like especially like the riff after the chorus was, I look at all the lonely people. I think it's pretty cool. And I found only one cover version of this by Alice Cooper, and I'm a big fan of him. And so, number three, this is probably the most obvious one, Helter Skelter. Came out in 1968. Just the screams, the strumming, the drums, the riff after he sings like Helter Skelter, Helter Skelter, that's like such a metal riff. I mean, if you listen to it closely, you hear some like distortion in the guitars. Some people consider this like the first metal song ever. And I found a couple covers. Motley Crue, probably the most famous one. There's a cover by Rob Zombie and one by Aerosmith. So another good song. Number four, I have Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Now you're probably thinking like this song is, I don't know, sounds very maybe poppy, or it might not sound like a metal song, but like listen to like the hammer sounds in the percussion. Those like chink 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 chink. I mean, that's like industrial metal, like Rammstein or Ministry. They like took that type of sound and used it in their song. So I think that's kind of like a little early, very early example of like industrial metal. If you listen to the song closely, you hear like some synth, some distortion. It's definitely pretty cool. And number 5, I have Birthday. Now, another one you're thinking, no, that's not a metal song. No, it's, that's like a birthday song. But, I mean, just listen to the riff. I mean, you play that on a different part of the neck of the guitar, and, it sounds really heavy. It's almost like a basis for many, like, metal riffs. I mean, you have to, like, listen to it closely. It just seems a lot heavier than it is. And speaking of heavy, number 6, I Want You, She's So Heavy. So this one came out in 1969. Now this is like a nearly 8-minute song. You have like some like time changes, but you got to hear like the chorus, the guitars. If you listen, you hear like a slight distortion. Like the bass riff is heavy. Listen to like the clean guitars, like in the beginning. It sounds like those like metal ballads. And I can also imagine this kind of being like an inspiration for like doom metal. If you want to hear a heavier version of this, look for a cover by the band Hailstorm. That's really like a heavy version of this song. And there's also a live version of Blow's the Cult on one of their albums. So you can look for those. Next I have Happiness is a Warm Gun. This one came out in 1968. This one just like the guitar chords, the riffs. You hear some like time changes. Almost reminds me of like a little bit of like the early Black Sabbath. This is such a cool song. There's a cover version by the band The Breeders. They were like a female grunge band in the early 90s, if you're familiar with them. Next I have Revolution, number 9. So this is an 8.5-minute song. It's not really a song. It's just like a whirlwind of sound. And you hear like number 9, number 9, number 9. But I mean, you put on the headphones with this one, and you just hear all sorts of different sounds swirling back and forth in your head. It's more of an experience than an actual song. So I decided to include it. And after that, I have The Benefit of Mr. Kite. So the song is heavy, has like the overall tone to it. It sounds a lot like you're in a carnival and there's all sorts of like creepy clowns around you. Now this song was covered by like the Flaming Lips, and that cover song features Maynard James Keenan and featuring the band Pussifer. So it's a pretty cool song if you want to look for. And for number 10, I have She Said, She Said. This is one of the earliest examples. It came out in 1966. But I mean, like the guitar riff, it could be almost like a metal riff. It's like, she said, na 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 na, wah, 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 wah. I mean, you can maybe play that riff a little like on the upper portion of like the electric guitar and then make it sound heavier. But I think it's a pretty cool riff. And I found 2 covers of this one by the band Black Keys and Government Mule. So you can kind of look for those when you get a chance. And that's it. Let me close this video out. So any other Beatles songs you think can be kind of like a heavy song, you let me know down there in the comment section. Are there any metal bands who have covered these songs or other Beatles songs that you think are good heavy versions that I should check out? Let me know down there too. For those of you who are new to the channel, you can please hit that like button and subscribe. I upload pretty much every day, and I do rock and metal reviews. Right now, I've been doing different topics because it's kind of like in that time period where there are not a lot of new releases. So I've been trying to do like different things. So with that being said, let me close out. You can check out the other videos I have up here, and see you soon. Keep on rocking.